A food chain starts with a producer. When the grasshopper eats the grass, energy from the grass is transferred to the grasshopper. Then the robin gets its energy from the grasshopper by eating it.
I see you have not forgotten what you had learned about food chains.
Nature is simply amazing, teacher. There's something which I cannot figure out though.
What is it, Turbo Girl?
How do we show the link if an organism eats more than one type of food? Do we have to restrict to just one type of food?
That's a very good question, Turbo Girl. Let's find out together. Look at the following organisms, Turbo Girl. In the earlier part of the lesson, we've constructed this food chain. Now let's add a rabbit. Turbo Girl, which organism feeds on rabbits? The energy transfer from the rabbit to the fox will be added on like any other food chain.
I remember that a fox eats birds too. Can we add an arrow like this?
Yes, that's the way. Now a food web is formed.
Food web?
When several food chains are joined together, they form a food web. It provides a clearer picture of how each organism depends on one another. Look at the food web created. How many food chains can you see?
1, 2, 3.
Well done. Can you gather information on what a fox eats from the food web?
Let me see. Oh yes, there are 3 arrows pointing at the fox. They show that the rabbit, grasshopper, and robin are eaten by the fox.
Very good. To sum up, food webs shows us the relationships between the organisms living in the same surroundings.
Just like a food chain, we can identify the roles of the organisms from a food web as well. Take this food web for example. We can tell that grass is the producer while the rest of the organisms are consumers.
Absolutely. We can also tell that the rabbit and the grasshopper are dependent on the grass, while the fox is dependent on the rabbit, the grasshopper, and the robin.
So, when the surroundings become unfavorable, for example, if there is less grass, it will affect the number of rabbits and grasshoppers.
The number of foxes and robins will be affected too. There is one more group of organisms, a rather special one, which helps to break down dead matter. They are classified as decomposers.
Ew, that sounds like rotting.
That's what they are good at, Turbo Girl. They help to digest or break down dead and waste matter into simpler substances.
How are decomposers useful?
Let's do some reading up. Did you find the answer, Turbo Girl?
Decomposers are useful as they help to break down dead matter into nutrients.
Exactly. These nutrients, carbon dioxide and water, are then returned to the soil and they are beneficial to the producers. Let's sum up today's lesson. Tell me, Turbo Girl, what is a food web?
A food web consists of several food chains and it shows the relationship between the organisms living in the same surroundings.
Brilliant! What about decomposers? What are they? How are they important to the other organisms?
Decomposers are a group of organisms which digest dead or waste matter into simpler and useful substances.
Not to forget that they help to speed up the process of decay and indirectly help to reduce waste from piling up.
Yes, teacher, I will bear that in mind.